Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
We're Derps and Burps, the podcast for all gamers, spiritual souls, and creative minds out there.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our podcast. And this is episode 38. We're here with Steffu, our
Hello there.
host number uno, and that is me, Julia. Hello, friends. Today, the topic of the episode is gonna be Halloween movies, spooky shows, and video games that bring us in the mood. You know, maybe if you're just starting to get into the Halloweeny mood, this is maybe a little bit of inspiration of movies you could watch, TV shows you could start, or even video games that you can play. Also, we noticed that our beginning of the episodes are always pretty long with our news and updates, and we weren't really sure if that is too much or annoying. And we wanted to focus a little bit more on the topics of the episodes themselves. So, starting today, we're gonna try to shorten the news part to like maximum 15 minutes, and that's the goal. And then we're gonna go into the topic itself. So, also let us know in the comments if the news part is too long for you in the past, or if it was fine, if you don't mind it, whatever. Please let us know, give us a little bit of feedback of what you think. And yeah, nevertheless, we're gonna get right into it, what's new in our life. So let's go, Steffi. What happened this week for you? What's new?
Oh, what's new? I worked a lot. We have a lot of catering still. Next week will be super stressy as well. We are at the so-called Herbstmesse.
Ooh,
Like one of this big, what's the English word for it? Fair?
a fair, like a
something?
fun fair kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like 5 days
In Carinthia?
in Graz.
Oh, they have one as well. Oh, I see.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a very like common and very popular event, but they forecasted like rain every single day, so I'm not sure how this will go or
Mm.
turn out. Yeah, I'm honest, I don't want to work. Like the whole season was so long already. I just want to be done with everything. I'm fucking drained.
Do you get like
But
more in than you expected before? Like more work days?
Yeah.
Or more?
Because a lot of companies didn't know this year because of Corona and everything, right? So they didn't know if they can like have their anniversary events with their employees and stuff, like bigger companies where we do the caterings for. So all of them literally just sent us a request. I don't know, the past month, and now
Yeah.
we try, or my bosses try to squish in everyone, or the most valuable ones, or that bring out the most, right? So yeah, there's a lot of like requests we get now because everyone knows, okay, they can do their events. uh yeah, season is too long already. I'm not used to like working that long
Mm.
in the street food market uh area, because usually it's over in October, but this year it's a bit more. But beside that, parts of my costume arrived.
Mm-hmm.
My feather skirt is so short, you see my whole ass. Looks amazing. Then I'm still wait. My tiara arrived.
Mm-hmm.
That looks very beautiful. I'm still waiting for my like feather top, and then I need to look what else I'm gonna wear for the Halloween party. Like obviously probably black with some tights and stuff, and all the accessories. I need to look into that, do some research. Also hairdo.
Mm.
Um, and beside that, I'm super excited for all my friends to like arrive in October, even though I will be fucking stressy because I have to pick up people from the airport, bring them to the airport.
Are they all
They're
coming
here.
to Graz, or
Yeah.
are they flying some to Vienna or something?
Nah, all to Graz. I managed all of them to come to Graz.
Nice.
We pick them up in Graz. We bring them back to the airport.
How many people are gonna stay at your house?
5.
Jesus. So 5 plus you and Max.
Yes.
Oi. So Esme, M, Fudge.
Yes. Boss Alex.
Oh shit. That's gonna be intense. You're gonna need a holiday after your party.
I'm telling you right now, I know that this will play out as last year. As soon as everyone leaves, I'm sick. 100%. I'll be sick after this. As amazing this is and as exciting, because I'm super excited to meet them all. Like, and a few of them for the very first time, right?
Mm.
So like IRL. So that will be super exciting, but it's just it's exhausting as well. So I know I'm gonna be sick after this, but it's fine.
Mm.
I'll take it. I'll take it. We're gonna have a cool time and a good time
Oh,
with
I
cool
see.
costumes.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. Like my stuff already arrived as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
almost everything that I ordered, like I'm still missing. So I got 2 skirts in. I
Mm-hmm.
got a corset with sleeves. I got a tiara as well.
Mm-hmm. That
Um,
looks insane, by the
that
way.
one is really beautiful. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm really surprised. Like I ordered a bunch of stuff, then I still have like a cloak that I ordered,
Mm-hmm.
and I will probably make like a headpiece myself, like attached
Mm-hmm.
to the tiara.
Yeah.
My sewing machine arrived. So for the people that don't know,
Yes.
I actually learned to be a tailor. Went to fashion school when I was younger, but I have not touched any project related to fashion or sewing or DIY or something for 10 years because I was so devastated when I stopped my education about how little money you get when you work in that profession. Don't ask
Mm.
me why, but I didn't research how much money you make as a tailor. And I
Mm.
loved the profession, and I was like, yes, I can finally go work as a tailor. And then I learned I'm not making any money. Then I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna work for so little money. And then I just sold everything that I had and was so frustrated. And now, because of you, through that, I get the motivation back to, you know, start doing stuff again. So I'm super
Yeah,
super
that's so
excited.
cool.
Super excited for that. I also ordered a few things, like I want to do like those split sweatshirts, you know, when like
Mm-hmm.
one side is black, one is white, or whatever colors you want to combine.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking around for like nice ones and didn't find any, so I just bought 2 solid color ones, and now I'm just gonna start with small projects, you know, to like make my
Cool.
own split shirts, which I'm
Yeah.
excited. And I'm also gonna I think I'm gonna use some old shirts that I have that I don't like anymore, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna combine them, I think, in weird ways. That's gonna be my first project.
Nice.
Then beside of that, I just came back from London yesterday. We were in London with Jess and Laura. We had a little girls' holiday. We visited the Harry Potter Warner Brothers Studios, which was really really nice. If you
Mm-hmm.
ever get the chance to go there, whoever's listening, please do it. It's 100% worth. It's super beautiful. It's insane, the props and everything they have there.
Mm-hmm.
It is really really impressive. Um, then beside of that, we had a lot of good food. We got not matching tattoos, but we got friendship tattoos. We all 3
Mm-hmm.
got corgi with a specific theme. So Jess got a Harry Potter corgi in black and gray. Laura got a samurai corgi,
Yeah.
and I got a little corgi lying on a bibimbap bowl.
It's
Um,
so cute.
and I got this one for my friend Korean that died. Has it been 2 years already that he died? 1.5, 2 years? I'm
I
not sure.
think, yeah.
I think so.
Mm.
I think so. I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure, but it's a friend of mine that passed away. That I was really close with, and he actually showed me the dish bibimbap, and it's now one of my
Mm-hmm.
favorite dishes. And so it's like a mix between a friendship tattoo with the 2 ladies and also um a tribute to my friend that passed away. So I'm
Aw,
super
that's
super
so cute.
happy. Yeah, and the tattoo turned out so cute. The artist,
Yeah.
like and at this point, huge shout out to Laura. Laura was insane. She organized the whole trip. She planned everything through. She was the travel mom, the travel agent. She always knew where to go, which subway to take, and she took really really good care of us. And she also found this tattoo artist that we went to.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Natalia. She's a girl from Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
and she's really really cool. So her boyfriend or her husband was an anime artist working
Oh,
in
cool.
Brazil, yeah. And then he started tattooing in Brazil, and then they both moved to London
Yeah.
um short before Corona hit to make a living out of
Oh,
tattooing, and they
damn.
almost went back to Brazil, but then now that everything is opening up, they really enjoy it, and they're both insanely good artists. Like if
I
anybody's
was
interested, we can link them.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, she's insane when it comes to tattooing.
Oh yeah,
They look
like
so cool. And also the coloring is insane. Like
the
how she
details,
colors and everything.
everything.
Yeah, so beautiful. Like all three tattoos are so beautiful. I love it. And the corgi is so cute.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, like,
It's so
she's kind
cute.
of specializing. Like, I talked with her a little bit.
Mhm,
Like, she technically she does a lot of different tattoos, like depending what
mhm.
the people like. But she only posts like the cute ones she does because that
Yeah.
is the tattoos that she wants to do, right?
Mhm.
So that is the stuff that she really enjoys, and you can see. Like, I talked with her about it. Like, she was super excited about the three corgis because she got so much freedom from us. You know, we were like
Mhm.
friendship tattoo, everybody gets a corgi. This one just somehow integrate the bowl,
Yeah.
integrate these topics and make out of it whatever you want. So she was super excited that she had so much freedom and could do whatever she wanted, and they turned out so freaking adorable. I couldn't
Yeah.
be happier, and she's also a super gentle tattoo artist, like compared
Mhm.
to what I'm used to.
Really?
Yeah, like
What's the like
I'm not 100% sure if it's just like I don't wanna put somebody in categories, but I think it is probably a female thing. Like, you can feel that she's just way more gentle in like the way she touches and stretches the skin, and she like moves the tattoo machine and everything.
Yeah.
While sometimes my tattoo artist is just like a butcher, like going around like crazy.
Oh
Um
my god.
no, but she was super gentle. Like, I mean, of course, tattoos always hurt. Like, it's not like a walk
Yeah.
in the park where you're like, oh yeah, I'm just. But I was able to really, even though I didn't have music in or anything. I forgot to take
Mhm.
my headphones. And usually, like when I'm at my tattoo artist, I have my noise canceling headphones. I have a TV show, and I just like try to zone out and just
Yeah.
not focus on that to be able to survive somehow. And with her,
Mhm.
all three of us, I think it was Jess, Laura, and me. Um, we all three had no headphones, and we all
Mhm.
three, like, when we got up, we were like super tired and no, I actually had to yawn. We were all super tired, and like she just gives you the full zen feeling. And like, even
Mhm.
when she like wipes down your tattoo, like in between, when she tattoos, she like
Yeah.
presses down super soft, and she wipes only like with the moist paper towel. And like my tattoo artist is like
Dry
straight
fog.
with the dry one. We go over it. So no offense to Lucas, don't get me wrong. Like, I love his tattoos and everything, but now that I know there's people that
Mhm.
tattoo that gently, I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, interesting. And and obviously, like, it was only like 2 hours for each tattoo,
Yeah.
so she was super fast. As well, or 2.5 hours for each, with like preparing everything, taking pictures. She took such nice pictures and videos as well, and like
Mhm.
her
The squishy.
yeah, she always squishes the booties of the
Mhm.
creations that she makes, or wiggles the belly or whatever it is.
So cute.
Yeah, so it's really cute. Yeah, and that's, I think, the update for me. We're perfectly fine in time. But before we go into a topic, we still have the listener of the week.
Mhm.
Steffi, who is the listener of the week?
Listen of this week is Stormborn on XX on YouTube under episode 35, which was the Bye Bye Twitch episode. And they say, hello, Julia and Steffi. First of all, I really love your podcast. I, male, learned a lot about women, their body feelings, and how to communicate in a relationship. We're very proud. You
Thank
both
you.
are so thanks so much. You both are so unique characters and interesting stories to tell. I listen to your podcast while I'm running errands or just chill. Your topics are also different and always catchy. Regarding the topic of this episode, I must agree with you that Twitch is doing nothing for streamers but taking their money. I discovered Julia 5 years ago while I was in my hot CSGO phase and saw her on the front page of Twitch. I stuck around since then. I really admire how much work, creativity Julia puts in her stream and setup. So it would definitely be a loss for Twitch if you would stop streaming. Julia, but as I said, I can totally understand how you feel regarding putting in hard work with no outcome. Greetings from Hamburg and keep up the good work on the podcast.
Thank you so much, Stormborn. That's so nice. Thank you so much for giving us a good
Yeah.
feedback. And we're also really happy. Like, I personally can say I'm not really that aware that we actually teach you guys stuff. So that's really nice to hear. Like, obviously, to help certain people with issues that have like questions, but also that you tell us that you learned something about like the female body or
Yeah.
emotions or communication. So that is really nice to hear that we have some positive impact on you, not only by brightening your mood while saying stupid ass shit on our podcast, but also actually giving some valuable advice here and there, right? So thank you so much for pointing that out. We really appreciate it. So yeah, that was the listen of the week, and that makes us move on towards the main topic of this episode. In case you forgot already what this episode was about, obviously spooky month. As you know, Steffi and me were super into Halloween, and we told you last episode that the next episode's gonna be Halloween themed. And this one we decided we're gonna talk about our favorite movies, shows, and video games that kind of fit to the mood and the month and like the whole spoopy theme. Obviously, not all of those shows and movies and games are directly related to Halloween, but we personally felt like they fit great into the whole spooky season, right?
Yeah.
So, in case you search for maybe some movies or shows or even video games to play, to get you into the right mood for this season, maybe we can inspire you. Maybe there's one or two in there that you have not watched or played yourself yet. So yeah, I think we're gonna go right into it and talk about what are like our favorite shows. What are like the shows that kind of maybe got us into the first time we really got into like a spoopy feeling, or what are the shows once it gets like, you know, cozy that we maybe rewatch or start wanting to put on again. What is it for you, Steffi?
I mean, the first movie that comes to my mind and that's got stuck in my mind and actually just gave me trauma was The Ring and the Grudge.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, 100%.
you know, when you're like 12, 13, or not 12, but 13, 14, like teenage times, and with your friends and maybe some boys and girls there you're like, oh, let's watch a horror movie. And then you watch one of these, and those two are the ones, like, I don't have any problems with splatter or thriller or like all the psycho stuff, and that kind of movies are fine for me. But when it comes to like this creepy ass Japanese shit, just because Japanese are insanely crazy with, no matter if it's the movies, if it's the games, they're just disgusting with their fantasies.
They just know how to make like a creepy setting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
and get into your mind, like, and stick there. They plant the seed and you cannot get it out anymore. It's insane. So those are the two that are stuck in my mind forever. And I'm so glad I have had one of my like closest friends back then in Corinthia where we watched or rewatched The Ring again. And he's that kind of person that just makes fun of everything that's happening, right? So he's like, when she's crawling out of the well and stuff, he's like, oh, look at her, blah, 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 stupid ass bitch looking like this. And just making fun out of the situation. And that actually made me help just process the movie in a different way, in a more positive way. So it's not that I'm getting like PTSD when I'm outside in the night, like walking home from somewhere, and I think of like her crawling around the corner, you know what I mean? So yeah, I need those people in my life that make fun of horror movies like Scary Movie, right?
Yeah,
Because they're just hilarious as well.
I get that.
What about you?
Fun fact. Yeah, let's stick with The Ring and the Grudge. I think I never finished watching The Ring because it was so disgusting to me. Like I'm really not I don't know, like the whole thing with The Ring, you know, I'm not really sure what's even the story, but isn't it something like you watch this movie and then you're about to die, she's haunting you, and then you're gonna get killed or something? Wasn't it something like that?
Yeah, she's
The
like
tape?
the movie, the TVs are always like have the noise
Yeah, but
frame.
it's about that you watch the VHS or whatever, and then
Yes,
after
and
you
then
watch it, she's haunting you and you're gonna die within a certain time.
Yeah, within 7 days or something like this. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
There's multiple stories like this, and they always fuck me up. I hate it.
Yeah, and fun fact, like the producers
Mhm.
of The Ring were on shrooms, I think. I think it was on shrooms. And they saw a woman crawling out of their TV, and that's how they got the idea for this movie.
Oh my
Like when
god.
they were just like hallucinating and tripping hard. And then imagine, like, you see this shit. You know what I mean?
And that's why kids don't do drugs. That's why we don't do mushrooms, okay? This
Or
is
you do become a great producer and earn a lot of money. It's your choice.
with your trauma. You make
Everything
money
comes at a
out
price.
of your trauma you induce to
Yeah.
yourself.
At least you're using it in the right way.
To be honest, I was always, when I was a child or younger, or even now, like now I obviously do not care that much about it, but I was always super scared out of those kind of things. Like, if you do this, you will die within 7 days, or if you say
yeah.
Bloody Mary into the mirror 3 times, she's gonna
Yes.
show up. You know, there's those kind of
Mhm.
children or teenagers that are like super hyped about that stuff. Oh my god, yeah, let's go in the dark room and let's say Bloody Mary into the mirror 3 times. And I'm like, are you fucking mental?
Yeah,
Like,
same.
like, even if I intellectually know that that's bullshit, it's not gonna happen. Like, I'm still not gonna provocate any, like, I
Not
believe
provoke.
in spirits and shit like that, right? And I do not
Mhm.
willingly invite anything of that sort of things into my life. Do not.
We did
no
it.
need.
Ouija tables or whatever it's
Ouija
called, and
boards?
all this Ouija boards and all that stuff. No, not doing it anymore.
And that shit is fucked up. That shit is.
I need,
Tell
I
us,
need to tell you a
us.
funny story. It's actually Ben told me that, like, in religion class in, I don't know, it was primary school or something, or like high school. They had their religion teacher.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's even a thing nowadays still. Like, do you still have religion class?
I
Like,
think so. Yes, I think you have
Christianity.
like the education for, but
Okay,
it's like more you learn about different religions, no, than
probably yeah.
I guess. Also,
Than
sorry
what
to
we
interrupt
had.
you. My ADHD's hitting hard. I want to show you ready for 10 minutes. That's why I'm sitting so weird in my chair. I got a really cute hoodie from her when I was in London. Look,
Oh, nice! Show the sleeves as well.
she's like the
I love sleeve
flowers,
prints. Cute.
and she has a little
And the
paw in the front. Yeah, and it's
ball.
really good quality. Sorry. Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, a religion class. Sorry.
So, yeah, the story. And they were talking about occultism and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they were actually doing, like, one day his teacher came in with a Ouija board.
Oh my god.
And they did that in fucking school, and one of his classmates,
Oh my.
completely freaked out, was screaming like, "You cannot do this! Why are you doing this?" And they were sitting there with their fucking religion teacher doing a Ouija board session. You know what I mean? Like, the
Jesus
fuck's
Christ.
going on? Oh my god!
Like, I had a Ouija board experience as well once with friends on a fucking attic, you know, at night.
Oh
like
my
the full American movie fucking thingy. And like, I really believe in spirits and everything.
Yeah.
Like, and if you invite them in and shit. And
Yeah.
we did that with a girl that was older back then. I don't know, like I was probably like 12, 13 or something like that. And she was like 20 something. And she would say this whole thing in the beginning, like, oh yeah, we only invite good spirits, you know, that whole kind of thing. So, and like, I fucking believe that shit, right? Like, obviously, at this point, she made it so scary. Like, I'm pretty sure she moved it purposely, right? Like, one of the persons is always like pulling or pushing or whatever. But it felt so real for me back then. Like, I really thought I was like haunted by a ghost for in forever. And I had like an experience, like I will never forget that. So in my children room, so for people that don't know, that the house that I live in now is also the house I grew up in, and is built out of wood. Like, it's a complete wooden house. And when I was a child, I think I was like 5 or 6, I had this little leather backpack that was always in my room, and I loved it. I got it from my dad. And one night I was just in my room doing things in the evening, and out of a sudden I was smelling like burnt stuff. So, and somehow there was like a malfunction in the lamp that I had on the
Mm-hmm.
roof of my room, and it started making, it didn't burn, it just made the whole wood around it to charcoal. So like
Mm-hmm.
it did burn, but it was not like an open fire or whatever.
Yeah.
Um and like we saw it, we caught it, nothing really happened, but I got so scared of a ghost placing like fire, or like, because it was not burning, there was no flames, it
Mm.
was just charring and everything was smoky and stuff. So for me as a child, I thought it was like a ghost trying to
Yeah.
somehow place a fire or kill
Yeah.
me or whatever. I remember when I was 5 or 6, I was so scared when that happened. I packed my little leather backpack with like my stuffed animals and everything, and I would go in my pajama into the bed of my parents and sit down, and I was like, that's it, you can have this room. I'm sleeping in this bed now. I'm not going back there. And I remember my mom was so, like, the first night she was like, yeah, sure, sleep here. But I was literally for 2 weeks, I would always just go in my room, put stuff in my little backpack, and then come back, like even just my clothes and stuff.
Oh.
And then I would always sit like this with my backpack on their bed, and I was like, no, I'm sleeping here. And my parents like, no, you're 6 years old. You have your own room, you have your bed, you go sleep there. There's nothing to be scared about. Like, even my dad would be like, yeah, I'm sleeping. If you want, I can sleep in the bed with you, to show you there's nothing. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, fuck it. We can switch rooms. I do not care. I don't go back. That's haunted. Like, but I was like annoying, I think, for 2 weeks or something. I was not
But
sleeping in a room anymore.
question. That was as a
Mm-hmm.
child.
Yes.
And for me, like in my opinion, children are one of the like purest things, right? They're
Yeah.
not polluted by all the things we like saw already in our lives. So
Mm-hmm.
when you as a child have weird feelings, I believe that these feelings must have a reason.
Oh, 100%.
And I don't know, should we talk about stories? Because I have one of like a story as
Sure,
well
why
I can
not?
share.
Why not?
Shall we? Okay. So I had one, it wasn't really a friend, but she always wanted to be friends with me. And they were like friends with her mom was friends with my aunt. And we were always like going to swim at our place
Mm-hmm.
in Felden, right? And she was a nice girl, but I I kind of never really got like we didn't vibe too much, but she always wanted to be friends with me.
Okay.
And she always asked me to sleep over her place, and I never wanted to. And whenever, but I couldn't say no. And whenever I asked my parents, I just hoped they will say no, but they never did. So I was like, fuck, man, I have to go there now. That was, I don't know, I was primary school, 7, 8, 6, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a very, very, very old house. It was actually like there was a barn right next to it with a lot of like land, and then the house, which was a very old one as well. I don't know, built in 1800 or very old and just
Mm-hmm.
renovated. And whenever I was there, it was also like old stairs, like old staircase, wooden staircase, and the basement was like super old, and the rooms as well had these little like stairs where you go in and
Mm-hmm.
then you close the door, like super cool house. But whenever I was there, I had such a weird feeling and I couldn't sleep in this house. I was so fucking scared, and I don't know why. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
never knew why. It just gave me these creeps, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And then like her dad, that was like years later, her dad started to hear like kids laughing during the night. Like almost every night that he just heard kids laughing. And
Jesus.
they didn't know what's going on, right? And they all thought like they're like he's going crazy or whatever. And it didn't stop. Like it was just for a few minutes and then it stopped, but
Yeah.
like for a very long time. And then like one time they had to renovate the entrance, like the hall,
Mm-hmm.
because the floor was like broken or something, and they just ripped everything apart, right, to like renew it. And
Mm-hmm.
then they found like skulls of 2 children under the floor. No
Fuck's
shit,
sake,
yes.
man.
And then like they had no idea where they came from. I hope at least they said that.
Yeah, okay.
They were very old though, and then they just like brought it out, buried in the garden or somewhere because I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
And ever since, he didn't hear anything anymore. You know what I mean? There were no,
Mm.
like, he didn't hear kids laughing during the night or whatever. It's like, and I was 7 or 6 years old. I hated to be in this house. With my full heart, I just hated to be there. It gave me so many, like, creepy feelings.
Mm.
And then after I heard that, I was like, I was right. I knew it all along. This house was
Yeah,
haunted,
yeah.
it's cursed. Or the ghosts were just like searching their peace, right? But could never
Mm.
find it because they were buried under the floor in the fucking hallway.
Mm.
So they made peace with, or they gave them the peace they needed. So yeah, I believe in that as well.
Yeah,
And I
same.
believe children sense more than
For
we do
sure.
because we unlearned it.
I mean, to be fair, like the thing is, my parents, for example, they're not like spiritual like this. I don't think they
Mm,
believe in it. But now that I think about it, I think what made me believe that there's some kind of ghost kind of thing that wants to burn me or whatever. So
mm,
my dad would always like tell me like fiction stories, like not spooky
mhm,
stories, but he would always make up stories to make things more interesting for me as a child. Like
mhm.
simple things, like when we would go into the forest, he would tell me that there's like little wie sagst du es, so Elfen, like
Elves,
fairies,
like
elves,
fairies, yeah.
they're more like elves, like not cutesy, more like little working elves that would do stuff
Mhm.
around the forest, clean up the leaves or whatever,
Aw.
collect mushrooms, or if we find a mushroom that would be like chewed on by deer, he would tell me that's
Mhm.
the elf snacking on mushrooms and
Aw,
stuff
that's
like
so
that. So
cute.
like really cute stuff. So he would do
Yeah.
stuff like for example, I think I told it on stream already once. I had like a Überraschungsei, like a the Kinder
Mhm.
egg. And one night, my dad would always eat in the evening like a lot of sweets. And one night, he would eat my Kinder egg and leave just the little yellow thing with a note, "I'm
The surprise.
sorry, the elves were hungry." And then he told me
That is so
next day,
smart.
yeah, yeah, he was like, "Oh, we were at the forest yesterday. You know, we were collecting mushrooms with my dad, and apparently we must have like picked up an elf or something because he told me they're like fast and invisible sometimes. He was like, we must have picked one up when we picked the mushrooms, and he was hungry, so he ate your Kinder egg." And I was like, "No, I hope he makes it back in the forest and shit." And when we had our house, so basically, we would like bury the our pets in the yard.
Yeah.
So technically fucked up. So I have like a turtle buried in the yard behind me. I
Yeah.
have all my little fish that I had. I put them like in matchboxes, right? And I would bury
Aw.
them, and my two bunnies that died and stuff. And I remember when we were like digging a grave for my turtle back then, my we found like a lot of trash like buried
Yeah.
down there. And I mean, it's so fucked up that he told me that, but he was like, it makes no sense, obviously geographically and
Yeah,
everything. But
yeah, yeah.
he was like, "Oh yeah, under a house, they put like a landfill in there. Like there was a lot of trash, but probably there's a lot of like um Indian skulls and like old what would you say, like priests and stuff." Like he really like
Yeah.
the Indian, like the American national Indians, not
Mhm.
like Indian, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, like with the
Mhm.
feathers and everything. So he was like a
Mhm.
huge fan of like all the Indian stories and cowboys and that kind of stuff, and he loved everything with those
Mhm.
feather headpieces. And so he told me that there would be like old Indian priests like buried, skulls
Mhm.
buried under our house and stuff, and maybe we find some one day and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's kind of what made me believe that kind of stuff, because I was like, right, it's probably bad spirits.
Yes, but how do you come up yourself with bad spirits when your dad always just told you about like elves and good people or good, you
True.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like,
Yeah.
of course, as a child, you like process everything and you see everything so different or in a different
Hmm.
way and light. But still, like, you have this, you know what I mean? This gut feeling when
Yeah,
something is wrong.
for sure.
And some people still have that, or everyone has it. For some, it's just stronger than for others. Some learn to completely like censor that feeling,
Mm.
but it's still there. And you know, even when you enter an apartment or a house, or no matter if someone's living there or if it's empty, you have this feeling if it's bad, or you know what I mean, or you're
Mm.
feeling good, welcome, like, and cozy in it, or it just gives you the chills and the creeps. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
so I believe that children can sense more paranormal things, or just
yeah.
these.
For sure. Like, just to finish that story off with like the burning in my room
Mhm.
and stuff. Um, then we can go on with the shows and stuff. So
Mhm.
how my parents actually made me move back into my room and actually sleep
Mhm.
there. So I just wanted to bring up the Indian story because my dad, as I said, he really liked that. And
Mhm.
we watched like movies like, I hope this doesn't sound wrong. Like that was like in the 90s, okay? Like back then
Mhm.
that was just how people, or how my dad, like, he celebrated the culture, he loved the culture, he
Yeah.
thought it was so interesting. And so what he did, he made a little ritual with me to cleanse my room so I would sleep in my room again.
Aw.
So it made no sense, but basically he took some candles and he gave me one and he took one of the Räucherstäbchen,
Yeah,
like the, what
like
are they called,
incense sticks, or
incense sticks,
yeah, yeah.
and we would just jump around the room and like make some weird noises to release the
I
spirit.
still do that. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, I know,
After
but like,
New Year's Eve, I'm cleansing.
yeah, but like, you know, like it was. So he was like, "Oh yeah," and the
Yeah.
ghost is gone, and then we put like a little square, a blue square on the top over the burnt area, and we put a new lamp on it, and then he told me like now the ghost has been cleansed away. So, or whatever
That's so
spirit.
smart.
Like it was cute the way he did it, but also kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. Now thinking back at it, I think it's a really cute way of doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Um,
Yeah.
is it maybe the correct way of of doing that with a child? Not 100% sure, but in the
I mean,
end,
it's one way.
it's really cute. Like I think even if I would talk about that with my dad now, he would be like, "No, I never did that. Mm-mm. Never happened."
But
Mm,
also, like, as a child, you cannot really explain as a parent, like, what's actually happening there. Like, if there's just burnt stuff, you won't believe it. So, for this time, you need to find another way to convince your child to believe in good things and that
mm.
you're safe. And then when you're older, you start to realize that this was actually nothing, like maybe nothing supernatural, but just a normal thing, but you couldn't like realize back then.
Yeah.
Or it was a supernatural thing. You never know.
And now Nathan has that room as his office.
Good fuck.
No. So yeah, but that was okay. We swerved off pretty far, but yeah, The Ring again. Like I never really liked those kind of movies where they
Mm-mm.
felt like if you do something, if you watch something, you're gonna die a few days later. To The
Yeah.
Grudge, I have to say, I got The Grudge on DVD, and I'm gonna tell you
Ugh.
something fucked up. So first of all, I'm sorry. I can make the sound.
Schultz?
Schultz, sorry, that was the monster. First of all, I can make the sound of the Grudge. The kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Now I can't make it that loud anymore, but you get it. So I loved it because I could make the sound, and as you said,
You're
like
disgusting.
I would like hate the visuals. Like I would be scared watching it, but at the same time, I think that was one of the first really Japanese things I've ever watched beside of anime.
Hentai?
Hentai and
Mhm.
anime, obviously back then. Steffi, please, back then I didn't watch hentai. But I had it on DVD, as I said, and back then
Apparently I did.
I started meeting boys and stuff, right? You know, started kind of like,
Mm.
hey, you want to watch a
Mhm.
movie? And
Mhm.
I would watch with every single boy that I would bring home. I would
You're
watch
such a
the
slut.
fucking Grudge.
What a hoe you are. Holy shit.
Oh my god. I don't even remember. I need to check when that came out. I was pretty fucking young, I think.
1980.
Shut
don't
the
know.
fuck up. When did the Grudge come out? That's actually a good question. Release 2004. I was 14. Oh Jesus Lord. Oh Jesus Lord.
Oh,
So yeah,
damn.
I would watch the Grudge with all the boys that I bring home, and then would watch them shit their pants, and I would know exactly. You know, like I watched it so many times that I wouldn't really be scared. Like yes, but for me it was more fun just watching them. Like I knew when
You
there would be
disgust
something
me.
like
You
It's creepy having.
disgust
I would just
me.
sit there and just watch them and be like, ah, no.
You
it's-
get
yeah, yeah.
pleasure out of seeing people getting scared.
Yes, 100%.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Oh, I loved it. And you know, like
Oh.
how the guys don't always try to be cool, like, oh yeah, I'm not scared
Yeah.
of it. I'm like, hey, I have
They're
this
just-
scary Japanese movie, The Grudge. You wanna watch it? Oh yeah, I mean, sure, why not? It's not like I'm scared of movies. And then he would just see them like this.
Yeah, dying
And you're
inside.
and you're like so that's my special relationship to The Grudge.
Oh, amazing.
Also cannot recommend don't watch The Grudge with a date. It's you know, if you're getting intimate and then all of a sudden it comes it's not a thing. So yeah, but the Ring and The Grudge, always some staple good horror movies, obviously, like the classics like The Purge, Michael Myers, Chainsaw, what's it called, Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Halloween itself. Scream.
Halloween, exactly. But I think the one thing that really changed the whole thing of scare of like Scream and all of those kind of things, when Scary Movie came out,
Yeah.
I really liked that. I was so happy when that came out, because it kind of like how do you say it? It like
They have this fucked up humor, like this perfect fucked up humor, also thinking like in sexual ways, you know,
Yeah.
when he's like cooming all over the place and stuff like this. But it's actually, you don't forget that it's still a horror thing or horror themed parody of everything. It's like, it's a good mixture. So you can, it helped me process
same
the movies.
It was really good for me as well. Like, even though
Yeah.
like obviously it's not a movie where like, oh my god, it's brilliant, and the I don't know, the
Nah.
camera, the cutting of the, like, the editing is so amazing. Like, obviously it's really stupid, like 12-year-old humor, right? But it is just so good. Like, for me, it would be forever one of the best movies. Take my strong hand, you know, like
Yeah.
oh my god.
Not this one, the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's
So-
one more movie. I think the guy who played the Scream guy in Scary Movie made the other two
Mhm.
movies, which are called, in German they're called Ghost Movie, but it has a different name in English. I know that for sure. It's something with Haunted, or it's just Haunted 1 and Haunted 2, which is
Mhm.
also a complete just brain fucked up bullshit parody of Paranormal Activities.
Oh, okay. So,
And
okay.
it's super fun. Like, it's one of my and Ben's
Haven't watched it.
favorite movies, because they're so fucking dumb. I swear, it's just,
Paranormal Activity is so fucking scary though.
yeah, but
That
the
shit
parody
fucks
of it.
me up. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity fucks me up real bad. I hate it.
Imagine, like,
Even
I
if
would
you know
never
it's
put
fake,
on
you know what I mean?
cams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe in it, and I do not want to know what's happening in my apartment when I'm asleep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I tend to believe that all my figures and everything like come to life and just clean my apartment, which they never do. Dumb fucks, like things like that. But I
Hey,
do
don't
not
call them
want
dumb
to.
fucks. Careful.
They are. But I do
Um,
not want to see if there's anything like moving or happening. You know what I mean? Like,
Like, I don't have cameras inside the house, but I have like security cameras all around my house. And I have like motion detection there. And like sometimes, so you always get like the notification phone, hey, there's something moving outside of your front door or the driveway or whatever. And there, I am going to show you some clips. Like, I have a few clips where I'm like, what the actual fuck was that? Like, that is,
like,
but I don't
animals,
want,
just or-
I don't know what it is that's moving there.
I want to see.
I'm going to show you when you're here.
I want to see.
Like, I have a few
my
fucked
God.
up things.
Boo!
Yeah. So there's a few things where like, what the fuck is that even? But I also don't want to have that inside. Like, inside, I'm like, no.
No.
No. Outside, I'm fine with somebody's, you know, like, I want to see if somebody is like close to my house or something. Security is really important for me. But like inside, you know,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I don't want to see like a mug moving or something like that. Or that's fine.
I experienced some fucked up stories in my old apartment, and I'm happy it's over.
Mm,
It was like fucked up shit going on with mugs and stuff. So,
okay.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah.
Get me
So,
out.
so yeah, anyway, but I honestly have to say I'm not really. So okay, that sounds fucked up, but I'm not really. I don't really enjoy horror movies. Like I'm getting really scared. I don't really like it. I don't like fiction, like horror movies or like psycho thrillers to fuck with my mind or like
Mhm,
bring my fantasy to life. I hate that. But on the
mhm,
other hand, I can't fall asleep without watching like serial killer documentaries. Like
mhm,
if it's real stuff, I think it's super interesting to watch.
mhm,
I love watching and listening to everything. Like I literally know like every single serial killer that's out there. It's like a weird obsession about just knowing everything about those
mhm.
people. Um, but when it comes to fiction movies, I'm like, dude, I'm out. This is too scary.
You know what changed my mind with that? Like, I'm not really into all this Japanese level of
Mm-hmm.
you getting PTSD and trauma stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I really, what changed it completely for me was the American Horror Stories. Because
Oh yeah.
they have the perfect amount of this constant feeling of you like feeling uneasy or something's gonna happen, but it's not an actual jump scare. It's more like it's just this uncomfortable feeling all the time. But there's also the stories in the beginning, like the first 5 or 4 seasons were just so strong with the stories that I wanted to keep watching. I wanted to know what's happening. And it's not that, like with most of the games or most of the horror movies, that the last quarter or the last third of the movies, like you realize that the devs or the producer realized, oh shit, we have to get to an end. And then we just do something real quick without making any sense. And
Mm,
with AHS, it was like a complete rounded up thing. The story
yeah.
was so interesting all the time, even though it was like there was some fucked up shit as well, like a lot of fucked up shit
Yeah,
as
of
well.
course.
But it was in a very like the balance was there. And ever since I watched that, my whole like view changed because they were so high quality that I expected that kind of quality in games or in other movies. And I never really watched, like, I'm not someone to sit down and watch a horror movie alone because, like, not even, I don't even play the games. I would never play the games alone.
Mm,
Just sit here on a Friday night. Oh, yeah, let's play Blairwitch Project. Like, I would never do that. I can only
yeah.
do that fully fucking wasted because then I don't like I'm not scared anymore.
Yeah.
But AHS is I don't know guys if you have watched it or if you've watched everything. I can only recommend that if you
Oh
want this
yeah.
perfect storytelling but also giving you this creepy feeling, this unease all the time. And it's also the same producer that produced Glee, so they're
I
fucked up.
have to really agree with that. Like I jumped on the American Horror Story train really late. I think I started watching 2 years ago. I think.
Mhm.
I think it was the or whenever what was the last one like where he ran for president or whatever he was or like
Cult.
the Cult. Yeah, exactly. That's when I
Mhm.
started watching when Cult came out. I watched from
Mhm.
the beginning till there, and I have to say I loved every single season. Like obviously there's seasons that are better than others, way better than
Mhm.
others. But I enjoyed watching every single season. I love that they keep the same actors, see the
Yeah.
same actors in like different roles. So in case you don't know, so it's always like every season is a complete new story and a complete new world and a complete new setting with a new topic, everything. Um,
Mhm.
and the actors play different roles clearly, and like sometimes you have the villain became like the nice main role, and so on and so
Yeah.
on. Um, and as Steffi said, like I cannot watch a horror movie alone. I would never get the idea to watch a horror movie.
Mm-mm.
The only time I would watch a horror movie would be when Jess and Steffi are around or something. Be like, you know what, we should watch a horror movie. Then I would do it. You know, like for the
Yeah.
funsies, like to get scared
Yeah.
together. But American Horror Story, I watched that shit alone. I binge watched, I think, all the seasons within 3 months. Like I watched every like I was obsessed with it. And as
Yeah.
Steffi said, like it they have the perfect balance between being really scary but still making you want to see how the story moves on because the
Yeah.
story is so fucking well written and pulls
Yeah.
you in like crazy. And as you say, also well rounded. Like I had no season, or maybe one season, where I was like, okay, that is not a perfect end to it. You know, like of course I would
Mm.
love there would be more, but like I'm fine with it just ending there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
American Horror Story for sure one of the best. Then Stranger Things, like Steffi wrote down. I know you're a huge fan
Mhm.
of Stranger Things. I honestly only
Again,
watched
yeah.
the first two seasons, and then it got kind of boring to me.
Same. Same. I started
So
watching the third season, and then I dipped midway, I think. I was like, no, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. This is weird. Everything's weird. I don't want to watch it. And then when the fifth season came out this
mhm.
year, is it the fifth already or was it the fourth?
I'm not
I
sure,
can't.
to be honest.
I,
I
I
only
don't know.
watched the first two, and then I was
Latest
like, nah.
season. I
Yeah,
think it's the fourth season that came out. We
probably.
rewatched everything again, like from season one, and then I realized I almost watched season three completely, but I didn't know
Yeah.
because it was so like I wasn't really in the mood of watching this or for watching this.
Hmm.
So when we rewatched it, I realized how also well written and how cool the characters are and how cool the scenery is because everything is basically about Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
got to realize that because Mux is playing for 2 years now as well, like Dungeons and Dragons. And then I realized like he knows the monsters and everything. So he told me about the monsters, what they actually do and stuff. So I was like, actually this monster is doing this, and that's in the movie, in the show and stuff. So that was pretty cool, and I really got to love it when the latest season came out and we started rewatching
Hmm.
everything. And you see the progress of the characters as well, right? Because they were so little when this
Yeah.
show started, and now they're actually like grown up, like teenagers or end of like mid 20s or start of 20s, and it's so cool to see them growing up as well with the show, which was very
Mm.
very cool. And after the last season, I was really like enjoying it again. Like Stranger Things is probably one of my favorite shows on Netflix.
Yeah. I definitely gonna give it a second chance and rewatch it as
Mhm.
well, because I know everybody's just saying how good the latest season is as well.
Yeah.
Mm. So I'm gonna give it a last chance, because like the first season I enjoyed, second season I was like,
Mhm.
I don't know, like it's not bad, but I'm also not like, I kind of
Mhm.
had to force myself to finish the second season, if that makes
Mhm.
sense, because it was so slow sometimes. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so series, we have American Horror Story, we have Stranger Things,
Sabrina.
Sabrina, obviously,
Chilling
like,
Adventures of Sabrina.
but I have to say, I wrote Sabrina down not only because of like the new Sabrina, because I also didn't finish everything. Like I got kind of
Mhm.
bored of it as well. But also the old Sabrina, like the funny Sabrina. You know, it was still spooky with like stupid Salem,
Mhm.
like the little stuffed cat that made like the jokes, living with her two sisters, like aunts. Like I
Yeah.
loved that one as well. So for me, Halloween is not only spooky stories, but it's also stupid witch stuff, like the old Sabrina
Mhm.
series, or for example, Hocus Pocus. You know, that kind of
Mhm.
stuff always brings me into like the goofy Halloween mood as well. So I love
Mhm.
those kind of movies as well. Um, and then I think to get to our last part, the video games. I think everybody of us played Outlast, right? So again, Steffi and me, we only do this on special occasions where we play those kind of games, because
I'm
we're not
just
big fans.
I'm fucking lit every time I play. I have played like 15 horror games. At least I think like all of the most popular ones, and I was just so fucking wasted. Most of the stories I can't remember, if I'm honest. I just wanted to get through it because I was so like with my special like horror event streams all the time, right?
Mm,
People made me drink a lot, which I'm very 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 grateful for, because otherwise I
a
would
lot
have
of
not
potions,
been able
right?
to finish it. Yes, a lot of potions, guys. Only water. I drank water shots every single time, cranberry water shots, which was like one of the best streams, I think. Like the
Mm.
horror event streams are the funniest streams ever because people shit their pants. I shit my pants. They have a lot of fun because they make me drink. At some point am so wasted that I don't know what to do in the game anymore, but I still finish it. I finished every single game, which I'm very proud of.
Huge
No
respect for
matter
that.
how, yeah, how much I had how much water I had in my body. Um, so yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I kind of learned to have this protection cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm protecting myself before I start doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Because some games I played myself, like completely alone, and some obviously it started with Ben, right? We did
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil horror event streams, and they were
Mm.
just blowing up. Like people were just enjoying it so much.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and then I kind of learned to not take it too serious,
Mm-hmm.
like what's happening in the games, no matter if it's like ghost stuff or zombie stuff or what did we play like Resident Evil 8 with all the different like with the dollhouse and stuff, you
Oh,
remember?
I played that one as well.
Yeah, yeah. So there are some scary parts, or the most disturbing thing I ever played was Silent Hill PT, which is a 20-minute teaser for a game that never came out because Hideo
It's the one
Kojima
where you're going
canceled.
around.
Yes.
Around,
And
yeah.
it gets like more disturbing the more like time you spend in there. And Ben could not play it. Ben was literally like mentally done with it. He
Mm.
couldn't. And I, at this point, had a few drinks already. So I was like, okay, Ben, I'm doing this. But then there was
I
moments
remember
where
I watched that and I donated the
the
whole time.
start, yes, yes. And then it just got so fucking disturbing because you never know what's happening. And the worst part about it is that was just a teaser for another Silent Hill game that never came out because he left the company, right?
Yeah.
And then at that time, he even announced on Twitter that he's working on another horror game, like he's doing the research and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so freaking excited for that. Like, I hope, I don't know when it will come out or what the title is. We don't know anything yet. It's been like 2 years, I think, since he's like dropped it on Twitter that he's
Mm-hmm.
doing the research. So I'm super excited for that. But I know this game will like
Fuck you
get
up.
into my head, yes, and it will stay there probably because this
Mm.
guy is just fucking mental when it
I
comes to these
mean,
things.
to be fair, I played maybe 5 horror games in my whole life
Mhm.
because I'm really sensitive to that kind of like I can physically not play it. Like I'm just getting so like I shut down if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
too
yeah,
much for me emotionally because I feel
yeah.
every jump scare, every
You're
like
in the game.
yeah, like it just
Yeah.
makes me mentally really, really like it breaks me. It's really weird. Like even if it's just a game like Outlast, and I played like Outlast with Nathan. That was like the
Mhm.
first time we streamed together when we were
Mhm.
when we just started dating. I think we still have clips and stuff. Um, that one I could have not played without him. I think I never finished it without
Mhm.
him, or it was his second part. Like I literally had to stop stream. I couldn't. But I have to say, this year was it when Resident Evil 8 came out, like with
Mhm.
Mommy Milkers and Dollhouse and stuff.
Mm. Yeah, this year or last year, like end of the year. I can't
Yeah, I'm not
remember.
sure. Anyway,
Mhm.
but when it came out, I played it start to finish, and like I
Yes.
I learned at one point, like usually I played it like super scary where I would just like I can move further, can move further, and I would go just like head first run through the fucking whole game and it had like a really good story. Like it was an honestly a really 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 good game, but it also scared the shit out of me, and it was a hard game as well. Like it was a combination of many things, being hard, being good story, being scary. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I hated the 8 part. Like I hated Resident Evil 8.
Really?
The doll part was nice, the mommy milkers was nice, but beside that, the whole transformer, aka I don't know, uh, chainsaw stuff was just so fucked up that I was like, with Ben, what's going on at this point? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't care about the story anymore. He knows more, obviously, because he knows Resident Evil very
Yeah,
well. He's a big fan, so I don't know all the backstory about it. Um, but yeah, there was 2 parts out of 4, I think. Like, there were 4 different houses, right?
yeah.
Which were pretty cool, but in my opinion, too short. And the other ones, like, had more,
The
like,
dollhouse was
way
really
more.
short.
Yeah, yeah. And
Mm,
the Mummy Milkers as well, because it was the first 20 minutes and then it was over. Like, you
mm,
just saw her in scenes where they were discussing and stuff, but you didn't have to do anything anymore there. And that was I was a bit sad about that because that was a very cool story and the house was very cool and everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they could have done more there, in my opinion. But I just wanted to add the thing that you don't like at all about horror games with you getting broken
That's what
or
you
they
like,
break
right?
you. I like that. I like dying inside. But again, I need to have some alcohol every
Yeah,
now and then. But I
I
like this
can't.
constant. I'm also in control of it. That's why I don't like movies. Like I cannot control when to go further or when to stop, right? Or when to look
Okay.
away. So in in games, it's even more intense because you're in control.
You
And
have to
it's
go
this
through it.
yes, and it's this constant like, okay, this will break me, but I have to do it.
Mm.
So I like that a lot.
Yeah, yeah. So we wrote down other games for you. So we have Silent Hill, we have Outlast, we have Blairwitch
Hmm.
Project, obviously, Resident Evil. I mean, there's so many good parts that I never
Yeah.
played because I'm a scaredy cat.
You.
But I think Resident Evil 7 is like one of the best, right? It's the one with the
That's the one I haven't
fungus.
played.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good one. I know,
So
yeah.
that one is apparently, I think, one of the best ones. I have not
Yeah.
played it, but that's what from what I heard when I played 8. Project Zero, Painscreek, Killings, Silent Hill PT, which you talked about already, Slenderman,
Mm-hmm.
obviously the classic. There's a really old
Mm-hmm.
video of Steffi playing it with Ben, which is
Mm-hmm.
hilarious. Is it public, that video?
It's on YouTube, I think, yes.
Oh my god, that video is
I need to
amazing.
look if it's unlisted or private.
That
I'm
would
not
be
sure.
that one is hilarious. Dead by Daylight, obviously, which is
Mm-hmm.
I think that one is really doable. Not really that
Scared
super
the
scary.
shit out of me in the beginning, but
Yeah, of
then
course,
once I get
same.
used to it,
I think it's pretty cool. Like I only played it
yeah.
once with you guys, but I think it's really cool. Also that they implement like so many different characters from
Yeah.
so many different stories. Then Amnesia, obviously,
Oh,
The Beast
jeez.
Inside, Dark Picture, Anthologies, Layers of Fear, and Phasmophobia, obviously, which was a huge trend. There was also, I think,
I remember Sasu.
oh my god, that was. I
Ah.
have a video. Listen. I get really scared playing Phasmophobia. Really, like this is the worst for me. I shit my
Mhm.
pants. Everybody's laughing about it. I get it. But our friend
Mhm.
Sazu, he fucking played it in VR. I don't know
Mhm.
why you would ever do that, but he played it in VR. And his girlfriend Nita, he filmed him while playing it. And he got so scared that he fell down on the floor, on his knees. He was just crying. And I still have that video on my phone. And it's literally the best thing I've ever seen. So I 100% understand why people love playing,
Ah.
while people love watching people play scary games.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I'm just not really a person that enjoys scary games. But yeah, bottom line is watch American Horror Story. Do it
Mhm.
if you haven't yet. Literally one of my favorite shows of all times. I don't even know. Is there a new one that came out?
Yeah, but what they do is per episode is a new story. So
Oh,
this
okay.
is yeah, and the past I would say 2 seasons were very meh and very like you see and you feel that they're running out of ideas, kinda.
Okay.
So I'm not sure about this one. I think it came out or is coming out like or end September,
Mm-hmm.
which every episode is a different story.
Okay.
Not sure about that. We'll see. It's basically like Black Mirror, right? Like
Okay. Okay.
every episode.
Also, really good if you haven't watched Love, Dead, and Robots.
Haven't watched. Max has watched it. I
Love,
haven't.
Death, and
Still
Robots.
haven't.
Really good.
Yeah.
Those shows are like not all of them are scary. Some are funny, some are
Yeah.
sad, but they're amazing. Nathan actually started watching them when he was traveling, and he
Uh-huh.
rewatched all the episode again with me because he liked it that much, and
Yeah.
that
I
means a
heard a
lot.
lot of good stuff.
It's I
Yeah.
can really I recommend, and I think the episodes are sometimes only like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Mhm.
Um, and it's all like standalone stories, own animation studios, like everything like really small projects,
Mhm.
short, to the point, really emotional. Some have really deep story, like deep meanings behind it,
Mhm.
like strong messages. Other ones are like really light. Can really recommend. Should really watch it. It's really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think that was it for this episode, right?
Yeah.
I hope we inspired you with some shows, movies, or shows. If you would love to, you can leave us a comment with your favorite show, movie, game or multiple ones that you feel like fit perfectly to the story, feel free to exchange ideas and experiences of your favorite movies, games, and series. We will be happily reading all of your favorite ones, and maybe we're gonna try and watch some of those or even play them on stream. So make
I
sure.
was about to say, Julia,
Yeah.
we need to play Dead by Daylight Phasmophobia, like just one day a week, where we meet up
Oh yeah, we can.
with friends, and then we do one time Phasmophobia, one time Dead by Daylight in October.
Oh, I would love to do that.
Yeah, that would
We
be so
can-
cool.
We can also, like, again, you need to check how you have time, but I would really
Yeah.
love to before your birthday, to, it doesn't matter if it's on stream or not, to have like a creative day, where we work on our
Yeah.
costumes if you want. Like I'm
Yeah.
happy to help you as well with sewing something if you want. Or we just do our staffs. And we could maybe record a podcast in person next to each other. Would be really cute as well. Or we can play a video game together, like a horror game together next to each other, while having some potions. I'd be up to this to do that with you if Ben allows me to yank you for one evening, or we can even do it with Ben. Like I'm open for everything if you know what I mean. No, yeah. So everybody, let us know. Steffi and me gonna think about some cool things we're gonna do on stream. We wish you a beautiful rest of your day, and we see you again in the next episode where we're gonna have spooky stories for you.
Yes.
So don't miss this one. We love you all, and we see you again next week. Bye.
Peace.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Derps and Burps podcast.
If you enjoyed it, make sure to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram at derps'nburps. See you online.